realize the lies the government's telling you. It's not funny. Give me your money. Hey, realize lies, the lies. When I lie down, I'm going up. You think I'm right when I left there from the place.
Hi everyone, Grand Jury Go Nutso here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's a continuation here of List Week 2014, where I am talking about my favorite musical releases of the year. Singles, EPs, albums, music videos, and in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about my top 50 favorite singles of the year. I'm going to speed through the first half of this list, just for time's sake. At number 50, Weird Al with Handy. Then at 49, we have... And at 48, Mick Jenkins with Leonidas. Then at number 47, we have Mr. Vince Staples with Blue Suede. After that, OG Mako with You Guessed It at 46. And at 45, The Witches with... Then at 44, we have Wild Birds and Peace Drums with Keep Some Hope. And at 43, Pusha T with Lunch Money. At 42, La Rue with Uptight Downtown. 41, Viet Cong with Continental Shelf. And at 40, Yacht with the incredibly catchy synth-pop tune Works Like Magic. 39, Joey Badass with Christ Conscious. 38, Alt J with Left Hand Free, I think an underrated rock single from this year. At number 37, Deaf Heaven with the harrowing From the Kettle to the Coil, and then D'Angelo and the Vanguard at 36 with Sugar Daddy. At number 35, it is Sir Michael Rocks with I'm Ballin', Did You Miss the Memo? And you know. At number 34, it is Perfume Genius with Don't You Know You're Queen? And then at 33, it is Sharon Van Etten with Taking Chances. And at 32, we have Metronomy with Love Letters. At number 31, it is Scottish hip-hop trio Young Fathers with Get Up and Have a Party, Get Up. And Miss Paula Temple, an electronic music producer, rounds out our 30 spot with Death Vox. At number 29, it is J-Rock with Parental Advisory. 28, Big Crit with Mount Olympus. And at 27, the collaborative single between Civil Civic and R. Stevie Moore, When You Gonna Find Me a Wife? And at 26, an even more fantastic collaborative single between Bad Bad Not Good and Black Milk with Now or Never. Bad Bad Not Good has come out with quite a bit of fantastic material this year, with their third full-length album dropping very recently, and there were some good singles off of that, but some of my favorite music from them includes this track and a really stellar reinterpretation they did of that new Future Islands single, Seasons Waiting on You. And we are halfway through the list, and at number 25, it is Miss Holly Herndon with the very bustling, glitchy, and creatively edited chorus. Some really interesting experimental electronic music here. And at 24, we have Donnie Trumpet and the Social Experiment with Chance the Rapper, among others, featured on this track with Sunday Candy. Beautiful little combination of hip-hop, gospel music, pop. It's a great single. And at number 23, it is one of the better singles off of Schoolboy Q's new LP, We Bout to Break the Bank. And at 22, we have A Sunny Day in Glasgow with In Love with Useless, a very fantastic, psychedelic, trippy, beautiful, kaleidoscopic little pop ballad. And at 21, Open Mike Eagle with the dark comedy Late Show track revision, the opening song to his newest full-length LP. He came back with a beat from Exile and sort of redid the track with different lyrics, different flow, more passion. Not only is the song better, but I think it's the best single he's dropped this year. At number 20, we have an 11-minute lo-fi, noise pop, psychedelic music odyssey with Julian Casablancas and The Void's Human Sadness. Very brave to drop an 11-minute single as the lead single from your forthcoming record. And at 19, we have Mr. Flying Lotus with Kendrick Lamar on the song Never Catch Me. Very fantastic hip-hop, jazz fusion there with a great verse from Kendrick. And at number 18, Young Thug, A$AP Ferg, and Freddie Gibbs with Old English. 100 capsules of Molly. Ooh, that Freddie verse on that track. Ow. At number 17, we have Tune Yards with No Water in the Water Fountain. And at 16, we get Death Grips with Inanimate Society. Sean! Tune Yard's very creative, well-traveled, and unorthodox pop music as usual. Very fun, very colorful, but with an interesting message in the lyrics. And Death Grips coming through with one of the hardest tracks of this year, a song that just... it got my blood pumping as if it was one of the first times I had ever heard the band. Then at number 15, we have Kil Moon with the very expansive single, The Possum, which was another really interesting and very morbid, subtext-filled song with just a lot of very personal moments and anecdotes running throughout the track. And this spot is also just like a tiny, subtle, just sub shout out to the War on Drugs, Suck My Cock song. At number 14, we have the beautiful, gorgeous, lush, and dense track from the new FKA Twigs record, 2 Weeks. And at number 13, one of the most booming, hard-hitting hardcore hip-hop tracks of the year with Run the Jewels, Oh My Darling, Don't Cry. Number 12 is, in my opinion, one of the most moving, chilling ballads of the year. I love the poetry in the lyrics of this song and the simplicity of the chord structure too, and the way that this woman sings on the track as well is just heartbreaking. Lykke, Love Me Like I'm Not Made of Stone. And at number 11, this is one of my favorite rap songs of the year, mostly because of just how simple and straightforward it is and how it really engages with a topic in such a clever and I guess charismatic way. Even though this guy has gotten slagged for sounding very much like Nas, which even kind of kept me from loving the EP that he got so hot off earlier this year, I am going to be diving into his new album very soon. But this single right here that features Prodigy of Mobb Deep, again, I think is one of the more clever hip-hop songs I've heard this year. Hoodie Weather, of course, from Your Old Droog. At number 10, we are in the top 10 now, okay? We're in the top 10. Hold, contain. This is one of my favorite pop tunes of the year. It comes from a man who has a very interesting production style, usually very playful, silly lyrics, dealing with love occasionally, and just a really strong personality, which does rub some people the wrong way. Mr. Ariel Pink with Put Your Number in My Phone. After that comes a single from the new St. Vincent record, Digital Witness. I love this track. Even though I wasn't just totally head over heels for her new LP, there are so many clever songs on this album. And to me, this song is the smartest. Not only the smartest, but the poppiest and the catchiest too. The horn groove on this thing is just nasty. And I love the lyrics of this track too. Annie Clark brings a lot on this song. We have great melody, great groove, interesting lyrics. It's just a total package. Great production too. Just a great tune. Following that up, Iceage with the Lord's favorite, fantastic post-punk, noise rock, rockabilly fusion with some really downtrodden and just soul-crushing vocals. I love how on this track and many others on Iceage's new album, the band was able to embrace melody, more harmonious chords, but also remain just kind of a very visceral, chaotic mess. You get the mess with the finesse. At number 7, one of the more heartbreaking and soulful tracks on this collaborative hip-hop project's new LP, Freddie, Gibbs, and Madlib, Shame, with BJ the Chicago Kid. I just love Freddie's flow on this track. The beat is fantastic, one of my favorite instrumentals on the entire LP, and just the story of the song too. Some of the things Freddie says in this song might be a little offensive to some people, but me personally, I do love the shit out of this song. At number 6, we have another hip-hop single. It comes from a group that came out with one of my favorite hip-hop records of this year. However, this track does not land on that record. This is actually an amazingly creative and interesting track that these guys came out with in light of what had recently happened in Ferguson, Missouri at the time. Of course, I am talking about the clipping single for Knees on the Ground. What just a vivid, affecting, and intense way to explore what is going on in Ferguson right now. Very few artists, no matter what the medium, are able to approach such an urgent situation in its moment of urgency and create a piece of art that so strongly resonates with me anyway, and I hope if you give this song a chance yourself, it also resonates with you. At number 5 on my list, another amazing pop song from earlier this year. However, this track comes from one of the bigger albums to drop, and this song on YouTube has millions and millions of views. Very popular track. And while I didn't love this woman's full-length album all the way through, this really was a standout for me and remains one of my favorite songs, mostly because of just how powerful and amazing the vocal performance is. And even though the production on this track is a little commercial, it doesn't really affect the quality of the song, in my opinion. I'm talking about Sia's Chandelier. It's just a very well orchestrated pop tune and well written too. Although for my pop song of the year, I do kind of have to give it to what was the favorite pop song of the year for many people, and that of course was Future Island's Seasons Change.
That song gives me the sniffies.
Such a catchy track, and even though I was really disappointed by the lack of great production, the kind of overall flat sound of Future Island's recent record, I hope that with future releases they can just get a little more ambitious with how they approach their albums instrumentally and production-wise too, and simultaneously continue to pump out fantastically written songs like this one. After that, Timbre with Hot Dreams, one of the most lovely songs I've heard this year, with some kind of dark and very sexual lyrics. There are a few songs, in my opinion, that lyrically really, in a beautiful way, portray the need or the desire for lust and just physical attraction in a relationship. Not only do you want to love someone who you are with on a mental level, but on a physical level too. And I feel like this song puts that into words so well. I want to wake from hot dreams of you. And then at number 2, we have Swans with Oxygen, one of the most killer tracks on their new full-length LP, To Be Kind. I still on the oxygen! Experimental rock right here on this track, really repetitive, just rides a groove, and just gets more and more and more intense as it moves along from one phase to another. But this track, unlike many other songs on this record, To Be Kind, starts off hard-hitting, and Swans just only gets more insane as they go along. It's not like they really just, bring it to a boil. It starts at a boil, and then by the end of the song, just the water is just flying everywhere and the entire apartment's on fire. So yeah, that is my number 2 spot. Fantastic performance from Mr. Jira and company on that cut, and my number 1 spot. Favorite single of the year. My favorite song of the year.
Meghan Trainor, all about that.
I'm kidding. It's Liars, Mess on a Mission.
Oh, he's a liar. I get it.
I will spoil it right now and say that Liar's new album, Mess, is not my favorite album of the year. There are a few tracks on there that did underwhelm me, but in the middle of this record, Liars dished out one of the best songs of 2014, one of the best songs of their career, in my opinion. It's really catchy, just pop, electronic music, post-punk fusion with deadpan vocals, a killer, explosive, just chilling chorus with some weird background vocals. I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission. It's tracks like this that really make me excited to hear whatever Liars is going to be doing in the future. So yeah, that's my favorite song of the year. Those are my 50 favorite songs of the year, with a few honorable mentions that I will drop down there in the description box as well. Let me know what your favorite songs of the year were. Give me a top 5, top 10, top 20. Just share them down there in the comments. Let me know what your favorite singles or tracks were of 2014. And yeah, albums coming up next. You're Awesome, Hugs and Kisses, Anthony Fantano, Transition, ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Just click on one of these things around my head. Subscribe. Go on the website. Click on one of these videos over here. Yeah. Forever.